if you check the richest, like some of the rich men, rich women, when they go outside for picnics, they could just say they want to play snookers. They could just say they want to play tennis. They could just say they want to play table tennis, like just challenge themselves. There are also board games. There's chess. There's Scrabble. There, there was a time Bill Gates played against, I think, Magnus Carlsen in chess. There was a time some of Harvard's top professors played against the world number one in chess as well. So these sports, they are for recreation. You could decide that you want to learn at least one sport before you leave the University of Ibadan. You have 4 years. There's a seven-time Nuga medalist. Nuga is the Nigerian University Games, which brings all Nigerian universities together to compete in sports. There's a seven-time swimming gold medalist. She started swimming, like she entered water for the first time when she entered the University of Ibadan. Like she started swimming for the first time as a 100 level student. She's in 300 level now.
I know.
She has won seven medals for the University of Ibadan in
You just dey
external
disturb everybody.
competitions. Now, I hope we've all should I say check the chat session for the Telegram so that I can explain. No. Okay, somebody asked the question, do we pay to learn this sport? No. So far you are a University of Ibadan students, you can learn any of these sports for free. All you have to do is to be dedicated. By dedication, I don't mean that you'll be learning sports all day, all day, all day. No, there is actually a very good blend. Most sporting timetables are in the evening, so you could finish on your class by 3 o'clock. You go and freshen up, rest a bit, and then you come out for training by 5. Just an hour training or an hour and a half, 5 to 6:30, and you're done with your training. Now, the difference between university and home life is that it's not that once you are done with your training by 6:30, you have your parents that are chasing you home already, that you have to get home, do your house chores and everything. It is totally flexible. You can finish training by 6:30, go and freshen up, 7:30, you sleep. You can wake up again by 9 or 10 and still come out, have fun in your hostel. Then after you have fun, you still go back and read. That's how the university life is. Now, you can go to the Telegram channel now. You can keep scrolling. The University of Ibadan Sports Archive is actually it's a property and code of the University of Ibadan Students Union. Now, one thing I want to say is a point I want to make is that your brain cannot perform at its best if your body is weak. Also, your dreams cannot survive if your health should collapse. If what's the word now? No matter how high or how much you dream or how big you dream, if you're not in good health, you cannot actualize those dreams. If your body is weak, your brain cannot survive at its best. Now, where does sports come into this? Okay, you might want to say sports makes you tired and everything. In fact, no. What sports does to you is it keeps your body fit, it makes you even stronger. Most people that do sports, you see that they are able to go through a certain level of stress, that they could stress themselves even more because I will not lie to you, the best of Ibadan will stress you. And it's only people that can conquer the stress that will succeed in the University of Ibadan. People that can accommodate the stress, they will succeed in the University of Ibadan. University life is stressful. Deadlines will come. Your tests will clash. You have projects. But upon all of that, sports and recreation, that is where you will survive. Most people in sports in University of Ibadan, I happen to be a member of my faculty team from 100 level to 500 level. Most of the people that are in the faculty team today, they have become my closest friends, even outside of sports. Like sports brought us together so much that we could now even exchange thoughts and ideas of other things. When you see sportsmen or people that are active in sports, one thing that we always do is how far or more we they lag behind for this particular course. May we play ball this time to this time, but may we ensure say we go read. So it helps you to even be accountable to one another. I mean sports, being active in sports. If you're not active in sports, I don't know. I usually, should I say, I'm usually disappointed in people that are not active in sports. Because one thing is, sports is the fastest way to socialize in the University of Ibadan. You go to the football field, you see over 2,000 people watching a particular match. Anybody that you're looking, every set of persons that you're looking for, you will see them in that match. Like if you're looking for a wife, if you're looking for for a study partner, if you're looking for somebody in another faculty that you've not seen in a long time, you will see them at the football match. So sometimes you might imbibe sports for recreation, not as not by participating in the sports, but sometimes as just being a fan. Some ladies usually do this. They just come to support their team. They just come to support someone, or they just even want to watch and enjoy the game. Because all sports are beautiful games. I can tell you that all sports are interesting games. You can just go to the basketball court. You say you want to just enjoy how they play. That you enjoy this sport instead of just watching it on TV, on your phones, or on live stream or on YouTube. You are seeing these sports live. Now, I want to go to a certain aspect that I have not thought. I've been talking about how you could get involved in sports and everything. Now, what does sports actually do to you as an individual? Like outside of sports, if you're active in sports,
I'm
what would
here.
it? Sorry,
Hi. Hi,
sorry. Are you
Precious.
with me? Sorry, please. If you are with me,
Sorry, sir.
can you send a
Like,
message to chat?
Sorry, can
now
you
how are
mute
you
your
doing
mic,
today?
please?
What's up now? How are you doing today?
Hello, can you hear me? Are you
Yes, I
there?
can hear you.
I don't
Okay.
mind. I
Tell
don't
you,
mind.
can
Alright
you
then.
can
Okay,
you
I
Hey,
can.
mute
okay,
your mic?
yeah. You give us induction, right? Do you take soda? Yeah. So, which one do you want? Anyone. Alright then.
You can continue, sir.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, sports, I've been telling you that you should get involved in sports, you should get involved in sports. But now, what does sports actually do? Okay, I'm getting involved in sports, I'm enjoying sports. But is sports the reason I came to the university? There might be few people that came to the university for sports. There's a guy in my secondary school that was a transfer student to SS1. He mentioned that he transferred to my secondary school because he had that my school was very active in sports. That was the sole reason he transferred to my secondary school. So now, that might not be the case for many of you. You actually came to university to study, and in fact, academics is the number one purpose. And let me say, for for character and learning. So I would say character is number one purpose. That's number one thing you should put. Then of course your academics. But now, why am I mentioning sports? Why am I emphasizing on sports? I'd like to say something. Sports will build discipline. If you want to take note of this, you can take note of this. There are three major things I want to say here. Sports will build discipline. Sports will build resilience. And sports will build teamwork. Those are three major things that sport will do to you, even in your everyday life. I'll come again. Sport will build discipline. Sport will build resilience. And sport will build teamwork. How does sport build discipline? Any sportsman, like any sportsman, has to be disciplined. You cannot be a sportsman without being disciplined. A sportsman, one way preparing for the Nigerian University Games that went to in November last 2025 in Jos, the football team was training twice a day, 6 a.m. in the morning, 5:30 p.m. in the evening, every day, aside Sunday and aside Saturday, which you train just once a day by 7 a.m. Twice a day for 3 full weeks. You cannot be an active sportsman and not be disciplined. Now, if you are disciplined in your sports, there's no way you tell me that to a certain level you will not be disciplined as an individual. Once you're active in sports, you know that you have to do this at a certain time. So apart from discipline or closely related to discipline, you have a very high level of time management as an individual if you're active in sports. You have a high level of time management such that you are you are able to mix multiple things together. You're able to shuffle between two or more things because you know that okay, training is by 6. I have to get to training by 6. However, I have a class by 8 a.m. How do I do it? So I get to training by 6. I ensure that before I go for training, I've already if you are someone that cooks before you go to class, you've already cooked or you've already ironed your clothes, you've already fetched water, such that once you're back from training, all you have to do is you go and take the bath, then you go for class. That is time management. That is discipline. Now, sports builds resilience. There's no sport in the world that does not build resilience. How? What do I mean? One, you might go through some high level of physical pressure. To become very good at a sport, you will definitely have to go through some pain. You might have to maybe jog for 10 laps at the stadium. You might have to do some certain workout routines that you were not used to. But to become better, you have to walk through the pain and grow in pain. That is what we call resilience. Now, how does this relate to your academic life? Resilience, if you're in class, you're studying, this particular thing is not entering your head, it happens to everybody. It's resilience. You ensure that you keep on studying. But as a sportsman, you're already used to being resilient. Now, the last one, sports builds teamwork. In sports, or let me start from team sports, you cannot, there's no one-man army in sports. You cannot do one thing, you cannot do everything alone. You need your teammates in sports. Even if it's an individual sport, in training, you need your teammates. Nobody is perfect, nobody knows everything. This particular teammate will tell you that this is why you should do this. This particular teammate will correct you on some things. That is teamwork. Now, how does that relate to the university, like to your well-being as a university student? As a university student, you must collaborate with other students. That's one thing. If you are not collaborating, there's one thing that University of Ibadan students always say. If you are not on WhatsApp for 2 weeks, your classmates might have graduated and they would have left you behind. That's a popular thing that University of Ibadan students say. That if you're away from WhatsApp for 2 weeks, your classmates might have graduated. That's because you need to be in constant communication with your classmates. You guys need to correct each other. You guys need to teach one another certain things. You need to explain to one another. Now, where does sports come in? If you're a sportsman and you're active as you're a team player, sports being a team player. If you're a team player on the field, you'd also be a team player off the field. That's something that I have learned. Now, look at global competitions like Olympic Games. Nations who celebrate not just talents, but there's discipline, there's preparation, there's endurance. The perfect sportsman is an embodiment of discipline, resilience, and teamwork. Usain Bolt did not get to where he attained because he was not disciplined. He was disciplined. In fact, there was a time he trained for 2 months straight, and that almost every day for 2 weeks, he was vomiting after training. Serena Williams did not become who she was as greatest tennis player as greatest female tennis player of all time without training, without discipline, without resilience, without teamwork. Let me talk about recreation. Recreation is not laziness. That's something I want to correct. I'll soon be done. I'll be done in about 5 to 7 minutes. I've talked about sports. Now let me talk about recreation. There are many girls, there are many people, if you become active in sports, there are many people that will say you're a lazy student because you're active in sports. Recreation is not laziness. Recreation is recovery. You have to recover from the academic stress that UI has put you through. You have to recover. That's where recreation comes in. And you cannot be actively involved in recreation if you've not learned any sports. Are you with me, please? Sometimes after a long day in school, you just see some of these swimmers, you say, oh, more, they are going to the University of Ibadan swimming pool. The University of Ibadan swimming pool, by the way, is an Olympic standard swimming pool. It's an Olympic size swimming pool. So there's actually lots of space. You could go to swim with 10 of your classmates and you will not touch each other at all at the swimming pool. So recreation, people sometimes confuse recreation for laziness. Recreation is not laziness. Now, students who balance academics with healthy recreational activities often perform better than those who only live 24/7 without rest. That's something that, what's the word now, that has been proven over and over again. The present UI captain of the football team is a first class graduate. The immediate past UI captain is a first class graduate. The immediate past University of Ibadan, Great Independence or football team captain is a first class graduate. The one before him was a first class graduate. So that's to show you that sports actually does not necessarily make people decline in their academic activities. That's one thing I would like to correct. Now, let me go to health. Remember, the topic is sports, recreation, and health, as like I mean well-being. Health is not just the absence of sickness. I hope you know. It's not just that you are not sick, therefore you are healthy. Health is, it includes physical fitness, it includes mental stability, it includes emotional balance. Many students, they ignore sleep because they want to read. Many students ignore having exercise or eating very well because they want to read. But the mistake they all make is that their body keeps record of everything. Your body is like an Excel sheet, like a proper Excel sheet. If you keep record of the time that you ignored your sleep, the time that you ignored to exercise, the time that you decided to eat poorly, to keep record of it. And once it keeps record of things like that, by the time your body decides to react or give you a dose of your own medicine, by the time your body decides that, okay, this is because you will always reap what you sow. By the time your body decides that, okay, you've done this, now I want to make you reap what you've sown. You might just break down on the week of test because you've not been eating well, you've not been sleeping well, you've not been exercising well. Well-being is about living fully, not just surviving the university. There's a certain phrase that many people usually use that, if you can survive UI. I can say this for a fact. I did not survive UI. I actually lived my life in UI to the fullest. It's not a matter of book. You should live to the fullest. Academics is not everything in the University of Ibadan. The university is not only about graduating with a certificate. It's about graduating stronger, healthier, more confident, and more balanced. I forgot to mention that sports also builds confidence. You become more confident as an individual. There are some first-class graduates that are not confident, that they cannot speak in front of panelists and convince panelists. There's someone that is a sportsman. If a referee makes a decision that is totally against what you say, you can challenge the referee. If you are used to doing things like that, definitely in your place of work, when you later leave the university, you can challenge someone that, okay, this is not the correct thing to do. I do not mean challenge your lectures. I'm talking about in your place of work when you graduate. Someone that was a product of a good sports team can challenge something that this is not the correct thing to do. This is what to do. By the way, I was a Faculty of Technology student, Department of Industrial and Production Engineering. So you cannot say that I was in a bad faculty, in a faculty that an unserious faculty of technology, engineering. It's funny enough, engineering, Faculty of Tech, over the past few years, has been the most active sports faculty in the University of Ibadan, despite it being Faculty of Engineering. Let me I want to say something. Sports will give you friends. I've said it before. There are friends that you had before that were not in sports. If you play sports together in school, you will definitely have a bond. And bond is one thing that you should not take for granted in university. It will come naturally once you're active in sports. When you have friends, when recreation gives you joy, when health gives you strength, and when overall well-being gives you balance, these four would work together and your success will become sustainable in the university. So as you begin this journey, don't just aim for academic excellence. That's one thing I would like to advise you as a fresher. Aim for total excellence, because at the end of your university journey, your goal should not just be I graduated. Your goal should be I grew, I thrived, I became better in every dimension as an individual. Welcome to the University of Ibadan. Welcome to a healthier, a stronger, and a more balanced university life. Thank you very much. I think I would like to stop here for now. Is the moderator still active? Hawa, Abi, Miss Hawa.
All right. Thank you so much for that wonderful. Like even I, as a staylight, I really gained a lot from that. Thank you so much, Engineer VK, Engineer Kolawole. We're so grateful. On behalf of the Students' Union, I would like to sincerely appreciate you for your time, your effort. I'd like to appreciate all the speakers here today that spoke. I would like to appreciate you for your time, your efforts. We really, really appreciate you. On behalf of the Students' Union, I say thank you. Thank you so much. And to our freshers, resumption is a few days away. I'm sure you all are excited. We've had this webinar for 3 days, and I'm sure you've gained one or two. This webinar has been really insightful, and I'm sure you have gained one or two from it. So, as you are resuming, you should bear in mind everything that the speakers have said. Please make sure that you practicalize everything that they've told you, okay? These are people who are experienced. Thank you so much. And also, if you are not on the official WhatsApp group for freshers created by the Students' Union, please endeavor to try to join, okay? Endeavor to join the group. If you need the group link, you can reach out to the AGS of UISU, which is me, Fidelia Isele. And if you can't reach me, you can reach out to your department president, you can reach out to your faculty president, you can reach out to your faculty AGS or your department AGS. AGS stands for Assistant General Secretary. So please make sure that you're on that group. You're going to get verified information on that group. You need to be on the group. So, everyone, I'd like to thank you. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of this 3-day webinar, and I would like to appreciate everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah, she said it all already. So we are going to come to an end, to the end of this 3-day webinar for the freshers. And I think people that joined from the first day, you join as a fresher, someone that knows nothing. Probably you know some things, but you don't know how to navigate your way around it. But now you are living more informed, more aware, and more prepared. So I will give you opportunity, but your decision will determine your outcome. On behalf of the University of Ibadan Students' Union, we officially declare this session closed. Welcome once again to the Premier University. I remain your host, Hawa Adimolaji Okoro, the Secretary of UISU Freshers Help Desk. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye.